Okay, so what are the hindrances of a girl child or females for availing education? So, what is the need? Ideal conditions would be AEQ. AEQ means affordable, accessible education. E for equitable education. Q for quality education. So, AEQ. This is the ideal condition, but what we see is just the opposite of it. So why is that the case? So one of the first reason is lack of infrastructure, especially toilets. So toilets are not mandatorily provisioned under RT, right to education. Right to education uh, gave the statutory right of education for every child from 6 to 14, but did not provide the required infrastructure for that. That is the first concern. Then the second is the house. Uh, the housework. Yeah. So there is a prejudice in our society. The housework will be mainly conducted by only or mainly females. So the females are forced in their lower age to do that. So according to a report of National Commission for Protection of Child Right, it said that 40% of 15 to 18-year girl child are out of school because of so first fact is 40% are out of school, and among them 65% are involved in housework. So major concern is this. So the report says 40% are first is 40% are out of the school, and among them 65% are involved in housework. So that is the reason. So first is our lack of infrastructure. Second is housework. Third is sexual harassment faced by the women. And this is also a very miserable condition. Yeah. So these are the concern, and then we will see what we will recommend. So recommendation are to universal resolution of common problems. These are the common problems we face in every society, every school. This is the challenge. For example, there was a report that the infrastructure is so bad that even the child, more 7 out of 10 does not feature the what they call the school podia in Odia, but what they call um, playground. Yes. So they don't have the playground. So the next we have to show the evidence. So in two famous example. First is Nanni Kali. Nanni Kali is the Mahindra education. Mahindra education. So what it does is complete 10 years full free, fully funded by Mahindra education. And here there is what we say AEQ is followed: accessible, affordable, equitable, and quality education given to the girl child. And here the retention rate is over 90%. So we must learn from this Nanni Gali. So and the second is to give aspiration to the females. There is a scheme of Udan by CBSE. So what it does that it gave him a pre-loaded tablet. In the tablet it had the engineering course already for preparation of engineering. So the girl child will read from the tablet, and they will facilitate their aspiration of joining into a prestigious engineering institution and fulfill the gap of females in the STEM field. STEM means science and technology fields. Okay, that is the principle number two. And first is education. So what we again need for status? So for status we need economic empowerment. So and the ideal condition is fairness in access and opportunity. Access in opportunity means jobs, especially jobs. So what are the first concern is women rights to adequate housing and adequate housing. So their assets, their name in the assets are still not, that prominently written. For example, they are still deprived women of their means of basic survival. For example, the right to, women's right to adequate housing is still violated. So that is the first one. And another economic challenge is their work, which is called care work. It is unpaid, so it is hugely ignored. It is fast, it is back burning, back pain, but it's hugely and grossly neglected. For example, ILO suggested women perform 76% of the care work, but it is I mean totally free of cost, unpaid. So yeah, this is the two reasons that their adequate housing problems continue to haunt them, and they are deprived of there is little means of survival also, and they are unpaid work is not accounted, and 76% of the care work is done by women only. So what are the recommendations to reform the housing policy, obviously, and then to quantify the value of unpaid houses. So first is there is uncounted, unpaid. So you have to first quantify, then only we can pay. So we have to change, yeah. And the housework, what we already said, the housework even hindered the education of the females. So housework must be shared between females equally among the members of the country. So here the evidence is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Here in the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, what they says, at least one woman member is registered as a owner of the house. So in this way, government is promoting adequate housing to the women. And then yeah, so this is the economic dimension. Then the third is employment. We can see there is a no gender parity. First is there is a glass ceiling is there. So the concern is India is already slipped 1/40th person in gender gap index. So 1/40th person, I mean seriously, that's ridiculous. I mean, and they found that 79% where 79% of the women are unemployed. For example, our labor force only consisting of 23% of women. I mean, seriously, I mean this data is ridiculous. I mean, yeah. So what are the concerns? Women labor force is deteriorating. Even COVID-19 it further deteriorated. So it was a 20 yeah, sorry, here it was 25% in the 2020, but COVID came, it came down to further into 23 or 22. So yeah, that is the problem. And why there is so much of gender gap? Because for once education attainment was not that good. Then there is a glass ceiling. Glass ceiling means a woman cannot perform a managerial task very brilliant. It is a prejudice mindset is there. So they are not given the higher position, higher up the ranking in the organization. That's why there is a leadership crisis also. And there is a high attrition of women because of marriage, motherhood, relocation. So women actually attrition means women leave their respective employment. For example, migration. So my if any time there is a marriage, the migration is mostly happen of women have to sacrifice their jobs, blah blah blah. And so they for motherhood, for relocation, yeah. So women sacrifice this. So what are the challenges we have? There is a gender pay gap, and there is women labor force is very low, and there is a high attrition. These are the three challenges related to why status of women is very less with compared to men. And this is the employment scenario. The first is education, then economic challenges, then is our employment scenario. So here the recommendation first we have to get equality of opportunity, both male and both female. So equality opportunity